Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. जी आया नु पखैर रागले नी हाल चुने शुम्मे वशमले वहाया gonzaimas guten morgen. Hi, hugs and hellos. Khoshamdi to everybody who's tuned into PT World. And I'm watching World this morning alongside Shazad Khan and Maha Maktoum. Hello, Maha. How are you? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Assalamu alaikum. Hello, Shazad. I'm very good today, but I feel like you're very bright today, and I feel like you're like a bright light.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Maha. And it is very essential for everybody to emit or probably disseminate positive energy vibes.
Absolutely.
And people have actually started talking about it that, that there is existence of energy. So it can be positive as well, and then it can be negative.
Absolutely.
And then associate, I think I have got a very important thing to say to all our viewers today as well.
Yes.
So I watched a video yesterday. It was by a young boy. And he was trying to speak about all of the dark matter which exists in our life, and then we happen to learn from that as well.
Okay.
So world, ladies and gentlemen, that's a very wonderful fact, is actually made of 94% dark matter,
Okay.
and the rest is light. So what happens in our life is that whatever dark experiences we go through, so we are, and we learn from those dark experiences. So, but make sure that you do not put them right over here in your head, in your everyday commute, and your everyday life, because that was just there to teach you a lesson, and you're a better person today.
Whoa, look at you being all philosophical on a Friday.
see?
Excellent.
Great.
Well, I really think you should go and do these conventions a lot more often. It makes you more enlightened. But
Yeah.
Shazad, we have a lot to cover today.
Exactly.
So, what other headlines? Oh, no, I'm actually starting with the headlines.
Yeah,
today.
okay, you can start with the headline, but let's start with the public service message.
Oh, yes. So basically, we did this one earlier in the week, and I really feel like we need to re-emphasize it, is that, and I have actually, the thing is, the more we've emphasized it, the more I'm guilty of not doing it sometimes. But using your indicators and also learning how to use the fast and slow lane. Even if you have to turn to the right, you can always move into the right lane, but don't get in people's way. Just, I mean, I know it's annoying to like shift from lane to lane, but just use the lanes appropriately and stay inside the lines. Do not drive in the middle of the road. So these are going to be our public service messages until I start to see an improvement on the road.
Exactly, and I've got one more too as well. And then, ladies and gentlemen, speaking
Yes.
of the public service message, the only thing which I would love to reiterate on is please make sure that you're very careful of what you're eating, because these days, what happens is that a lot of people are getting sick just because of the fact that they do not watch over their diet
Yeah,
as well.
same.
Because they will, people over here in Pakistan, they love to eat curry, they would love to eat chicken and whatnot, and they'll keep on eating chicken for days and days. Please make sure that your diet is a balance of carbohydrates, protein,
Okay.
and whatever is essential
Balanced
for your
diet.
health.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now let's start our
Let's do it.
headlines because we have a lot to cover. So today, Pakistan and Turkey, they've signed 10 agreements and for cooperation in different fields, including hydrocarbon, environment, exchange of armed forces personnel, and to curb money laundering.
Wow.
And then Pakistan and Turkey also have reaffirmed their joint commitment to continue to transform their special relationship into a strong strategic partnership.
Amazing that is.
Yes.
So these are two headlines straight away, as we all know that the Premier of Pakistan is in Turkey these days. So this is what's been happening.
Yeah,
But
good
now
news.
moving on to sports, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a good news. Obviously a bad news, but I think people who are actually supporting Karachi Kings, they're habitual of it, that they know that their team is going to lose no matter what happens. So Quetta Gladiators beat Karachi Kings by 6 wickets in Dubai and qualify for the playoff round of Pakistan Super League 2017. Wow. I mean, Quetta Gladiators are doing great. And Karachi Kings, I don't know what I need to say about them, but they do not even have a chance.
You just have to
now.
watch the matches. And
Yeah,
then
they
you
do
know
not
what's
even
going
have
on.
a chance now, so
Okay.
let it be.
Okay, great. So people are already getting into that and behind that. And this is bringing the nation together. Now, we know that we have been going through, some unrest within the country. And it's a time that we need to bridge together. We need to make sure that these acts of violence and barbaric atrocities, really, are not having an effect on us in a negative way. And we need to stay resilient, and we need to remember that it's all about love. Now, one thing...
And one more thing, yeah. And one more thing which I would love to add over here is, ladies and gentlemen, that we are actually witnessing historical progression You know, since whenever Pakistan has been made since 1947, 5% of the development and the growth rate is the one which was never ever achieved. And with the CPEC taking place and with PSL and with activities which is making us project our soft image in a very better way, there are people and then there are countries who really do not want Pakistan to progress. So all we need to do is probably stay united and please be safe. Now, for example, when we know that these atrocities are going on, please make sure that you, your family members, your kids stay safe, do not go out that much as well. If it's necessary, please do that work, come back home.
Yeah, exactly. And just be vigilant. But anyway, so in regards to that, there are people here who are still going on with their lives. We are still having events. And there are also things that are still going in regards to bridging the gap between people from different countries. And there's a lot of hatred. So to discuss all these things, we've been joined by a wonderful guest. She is an award-winning singer.
Yeah.
She is an activist, and she is the founder of the International Cultural Arts and Healing Sciences
Yeah,
Institute.
and she's a speaker for TEDx as well. And speaking of these awards, I think these awards, 8 of these awards were by the Washington Music Association as well.
Exactly.
And then she's a spiritual healer too, whatnot, wow.
And we have lots to cover.
Yeah.
So we've been joined by Michaela Gaston. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for
so much.
having me.
And thank you for your patience while we did our introduction.
Oh,
as
no,
well.
I love it. You all have a great dynamic. It's really fun to watch, like brother and sister.
Great, thank you so much. Okay, but welcome to our show.
Thank you.
And tell us, what are you doing here, Michaela?
And how is it to be in Pakistan?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, it's fabulous to be in Pakistan.
All right.
We were in Lahore, and now we're here in Islamabad, and I've been having a great time singing with all of these fantastic musicians there and here as well. I'm here with the U.S. Embassy and American Voices, and we work with FACE, and we've been doing a lot of different workshops with people, particularly with jazz as the focal point, but really talking about how, what you were speaking about earlier, music is light and energy and love and positivity, and no matter what's going on, even in the States, when we were having our civil rights revolution, it's all about the music. It's
Yeah.
what brings people together. It's what inspires and unites.
I want to pick up on this genre of Afro-Cuban. I mean, for me, it is relatively very new as well. I might have heard a few songs as well, but tell us a bit about Afro-Cuban genre.
Well, you know, I tell you, when the slaves were captured from West Africa, they went through Brazil, they went down through Cuba, they went through all the different islands, and it's called the diaspora. And so with that came the intermingling of those cultures. And so in Cuba, there are many Africans, there are many Haitians, and then they continued on through to the Americas. And so I have relatives that are Cuban, I have relatives that are African, I have relatives that are Native American, so I'm kind of a
Amazing.
masala of all these cool things, yeah.
That's amazing. Now, when you have such a rich history and background, you know, you've done so many things. You started an institute. Why did you do that? Did you feel it was very important to bridge the gaps, or?
Absolutely. You know, I feel that it's really important for everyone to travel. Travel,
Absolutely.
explore, and really connect with other people that are outside of your realm of the normal.
Okay.
So you want to meet people that are new and exciting and really understand different cultures. And you do that best through the music, I think. It opens up people's hearts, so no matter what language you're speaking, you can always feel the connection. Like I've had so much fun learning, deal, deal, Pakistan, deal, deal, Pakistan. It's been so fun to sing that
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah. I think we need to do it. And the best part is that, you know, you're even a purest contemporary voice. And
Thank
that
you.
too by, you know, a very international radio channel as well. So how do you feel about all of this? And did you learn in your early age as well, or you just one day thought that, okay, I need to sing, and then you start singing? Pakistan.
Well, you know, I come from a musical family. They're
Yeah.
also physicians, and so it's been a real positive wedding of music and medicine my whole life, which is why I started the Institute,
Okay.
Cultural Arts and Healing Sciences. So I try and partner with different organizations like UNHCR and USAID and, you know, the embassies and places like FACE and different colleges and universities that focus on the arts, and we really look at the ways that music heals. So we do things like drums, not bombs. We do different programming that really emphasizes spoken word and sharing your thoughts and your feelings with sound and motion and expression as opposed to violence.
Okay, and now so bringing all of that together and coming to Pakistan and, also having all these different background musical influences
Yes.
from the spiritual side too. How was it to kind of merge that with Pakistani music? I mean, because there's already so much of fusion within your own music, and then on top of that, you're adding another whole continent.
It's the best
So
part.
multiple continents.
It's what makes it so fun. It's
Yeah.
what makes it really. Last night, we were singing. We were at the Face offices, and we were singing with Rabab. These two
Okay,
Rabab
great.
players. It was exquisite to be able to find how a song that's a traditional spiritual from the African American experience, how it flows sonically with the pentatonic scale of the Rabab.
Great.
And so it was amazing to sing with amazing singers and drummers and these Rabab players and just fuse all the different ways that we are making music and really
Exactly.
healing through
And then I
that.
would love to take a moment over here, and I think we really need to put our hands together for the type of services Face is rendering as well,
Yes.
for the music industry and for all those artists who are out there and the entire artist commune. But over here, what I want to know is, so was it Face coming to you, or did you guys meet somewhere and then, Zija decided that, okay, this is what we're going to do?
Actually, it was through this amazing program called American Voices.
Okay.
And they partner with the State Department and work with U.S. embassies around the world to really promote music and culture that can go from America to here, and we can all really see how we're all one family.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
And now, coming back to the music, sorry. When you were playing with the different musicians, how did people react? Because you performed in Lahore, and you were actually there when things were happening, and it was quite
Yes,
chaotic, but you
that's
still
true.
managed to go to all the events. And
I have to tell you, it actually really inspired people to come together.
Okay.
It really did make everyone sing Dil Dil Pakistan in a way that just reinvigorated the powerful message of it being your heart, it being your love, and believing that we can get through this together. We have to get through it together.
So now, would you mind that, if we put the purest contemporary voice to a bit of test as well?
Oh, of course. So you want to hear a song?
yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. This song is called Tell My Feet. Ah, yes. Whoa, whoa. Dum da dum dee day, dum da da day, yeah, yeah. If on a mountain I could stand and see below the rose where I have been, the endless reach that holds me where I am. Could I believe what my heart knew all along? Said, tell my feet I made it home. Pakistan is my home. Tell my feet I made it home. Home. I love you, Pakistan. Fabulous country.
Beautiful.
Great,
love
thank you so.
Pakistan too.
So you seem to have a very positive experience of your
Oh
time
my
here.
God, absolutely.
So tell us more about your trip. I mean, what was more of the highlights? Did you enjoy the food? Like, tell us.
Oh my gosh, okay, the food, honey.
Yeah.
I am in love with the spices here.
Yeah.
Being a Southerner in the States and having a lot of different cultures infused with my own, spice is important, honey. It's got to be hot.
Yeah.
If it's not hot and spicy, it's just bland and why bother?
Yeah.
So being here and having all these different spices, and I just found out yesterday that today our friend Usman told his mother how much I love chicken biryani. He took me to the store. Honey, he took me to the store. We bought all these spices so I can take them back home.
Wow.
But
Oh, great.
she's going to teach me how to make it
Oh, great.
the true Pakistani way. So I'm
Excellent.
very excited about
And
that.
what else did you eat other than chicken biryani?
Oh my,
Nihari, probably.
Gosh.
Halwa puri, chana.
absolutely. Got to have tons of chana every morning for breakfast.
Great, excellent.
Oh
That's
my
very great.
gosh, everything. It was just, there's too much to list. But truly, one of my highlights has been singing with these amazing musicians. We went and performed in Lahore at NCA.
Yeah.
Just tons of artists there. We sang at the University of Bahria here, and it was just incredible to co-mingle with other young
Now
artists.
moving on to this side where you're a spiritual healer too as well.
Oh.
So
And we'll come back to the Pakistani artists.
Yeah.
'cause I really
Oh,
want to
wonderful.
focus-
Sure.
So how did you end up over there as well? I mean, how?
Your
How did
family
that
were
happen?
physicians as well, you said.
Yes, my family's. I'm from. Both of my parents are physicians,
Yeah.
and
And then you have a musical background too.
I do. Yes, and they're
interesting.
also musicians. So my
Yeah.
mother's a classical pianist. My father is a professional percussionist and bass player. My brother's also a percussionist. I'm a percussionist and singer, and our whole family sings.
Wow.
And so. It just was always around. It was always something that you did. You sang when you washed the dishes. You sang when you mowed the lawn. You sang constantly. And you didn't only sing, you improvised, you created. So I'd sing a line, and then you'd have to make a rhyme to go with me.
All right.
So want to try it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see.
Okay, you ready? Here we
Yeah,
go.
let's see.
Do PG-13. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
All right. Ham bone, have you heard?
I'm not doing that.
I don't know what to say.
There you go.
I think that's what it was.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
I think it
froze.
was a line, right?
Well, but the beautiful thing is that as you go through life, you start learning how to make things rhyme, and you
Yeah.
co-create songs with other people, and so it becomes not just a childhood game, but a way that you can really create community.
Exactly.
Okay, that's excellent. Like, that's quite, I felt pressure. Like,
Yes,
you know, it was
but it
pressure.
makes you think fast.
It does.
Yeah.
And also, I guess when you're being raised like that, that must be really good kind of quick thinking and
Absolutely.
very creative
That's
environment.
right. That's right.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and there's one more thing which I would love to say over here, and that is that, for example, whenever we use logic in life, you're only going to go from point A to point B.
Right.
But when you're an avid you think
Yes,
think about
exactly.
things, it's limitless.
That's right. Absolutely. And you come at it from this way, this way,
Yeah.
this way, this way, and it allows you to problem solve in a way
So
that
I'm going to use it. Logic kills creativity, I think, most of the time.
That's why we've got to bring back improvisation and things like jazz.
Yeah.
You have to
Okay.
think on the spot.
Now, and okay, just coming back to the musical aspect.
Of course.
So that's wonderful. You grew up with it. Now, coming here, when you were when you met all the different artists, and you got such a kind of short insight, like a brief insight into it. What did you think of the artist? Did you think that this is something that you could take, this could work abroad, this is something that is international?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I've been so astounded by is Queen Parveen. Her voice is absolutely astounding.
So who's?
Abida?
Oh, okay,
Abida
Abida
Parveen.
Parveen, yeah.
Parveen, right?
She's a legend,
I
yeah.
call her Queen Parveen.
Yeah, perfect.
Because she's incredible. But the way that the scales are used in the singing, I mean, it's something that we don't have in the West. And so I was learning as much as I was teaching.
Okay.
So I was teaching a lot of things about vocal health, but really learning these different ways that the scale is used and honoring all the different notes within it. And so in that way, there's a cross-cultural exchange with just the voice.
Wonderful. And during your time here, what is it that you hope to have achieved, like during your visit? Like, you want to maybe do some collaborations, or you wanted to teach your kind of insight to people here, teach them about different music?
And I think that we've done that. We definitely have had an exchange of musical styles and ways that we can make sure that we can all protect our voice, because we can't go out and buy a new voice like we can go buy a new drum. So we have to make sure that we learn those different techniques. But I definitely think that the collaborative aspect of it, singing with the different instruments here, singing with the different vocalists here, the different styles, the different scales, makes it a really rich experience for everyone involved.
Wonderful.
Okay, and then at this point of time over here in Pakistan, we have a platform named as Coke Studio as well. I would love to mention it no matter what happens. But as a matter of fact, that platform is really very helpful and useful for artists who are young and who are new to the industry. Have you actually heard Coke Studio? Because it's making waves internationally.
I've been watching Abida Parveen on Coke Studios
Very
religiously every night, trying to learn her songs.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely, transcribing, trying
Yeah,
to.
so the only point where I was coming down was that since you're from US as well, what are the different other platforms which are available for younger artists as well? I mean, for somebody who's actually watching us right now, might not be aware of that.
I mean, there are many different shows that are on TV, like The Voice, American Idol, X Factor. But I think that what's the most rich experience for a young artist is to really go there and study with jazz conservatories, with music schools, with other artists that can really teach you things that are beyond just the performance experience. It's about really learning theory, learning all the ways to read music, the different skills that you need.
Now this is one thing I really would like to ask you this, because you know what you're talking about, and you've got really good experience. How important is it to actually learn the traditional, music notes?
Oh.
So reading music, the way it's formed, the different chords. How important do you think that is?
It's vital, I think,
You think it's
actually.
vital?
I think that it's the basis for which everything can grow upon. If you don't know the basic structure, then you can't really improvise on top of it. So once you're able to learn how chords progress and the different scales and tonalities, then you can riff from there.
Yeah, so the only
Okay, so
thing
that's
I
how
know,
you do it. Because I'm learning the ukulele right now.
You know, the only thing
I love the ukulele.
I should have brought it with me. You
Vincent, why
could've played
didn't you
it.
bring it? We could do a collaboration right here on your show.
I can do like one chord right now.
That's okay. One chord is a chord.
yeah, that's what happens when she starts learning new stuff as well. Because
I
she's,
still do boxing.
yeah, oh really? Okay,
Yes,
I need
okay.
to be quiet over here. But since I try to play guitar as well, so the only thing I know about guitar is open frets, Eddie A, dynamite, goodbye Eddie, EADGBE. I think
Yay,
that's
very
what the
good.
names of the
And
strings
whenever
are.
there's a musician with a guitar,
Yeah.
we hear the same tune every time. It's great.
Because the guest is new, right?
Yeah.
Right, they don't know that it's
So
a
he or
repeat
she does not
performance,
know
of
whether I can
course.
play that much or not. But right now, since you just mentioned about Miss Abida Parveen as well, she's a legend, and the entire world knows her.
Exquisite.
Can you really reproduce any of her
No, I
vocals?
cannot. No, I won't even bother to try. I'm still learning. I really do need to keep studying her. But she is someone to really focus on and study. She's a maestra.
So then
And
what-
she's one that I didn't know about until I came here.
Okay.
And I learned about her on the drive from Lahore to Islamabad. We played her the whole time.
Okay,
I was like, don't turn this off. I have to hear
Wow.
every note that she sings.
Amazing.
Please, can I meet her and kiss her feet?
Very nice.
Truly.
Very nice. Amazing that is. So can we have Dil Dil Pakistan then?
Oh my gosh, only if you sing it with me.
Oh yeah, I mean
He
we'll
will.
sing it with you, man.
I'll mind it.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Dil, dil, Pakistan, Jan, Jan, Pakistan, dil, dil, Pakistan, Jan, Jan, Pakistan, dil. Aisi zameen aur aasmaan, dil dekh main jana kahan barti rahe, ye roshni jalta rahe, ye gariban dil, dil, Pakistan, Jan, Jan, Pakistan, dil, dil, Pakistan, Jan, Jan, Pakistan, dil.
Wow.
And I have to say, your accent, your pronunciation is one of the best I've heard when someone sang that song.
Thank you. I wish I had my lyrics
And
here
the
so I
way
could
you said
do it.
Asaman,
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, wow, really?
Well, Mernaz of Face was my teacher. She
Yeah.
sat me down in the car and we went over it and over it and over
Wonderful.
it. So it was great.
Excellent. And in regards to using different languages and singing different languages, how does that feel for you? Because, I mean, you've already got such a mix in your own heritage.
Yes, I have been studying music that's sacred from around the world for many, many years. And so it really is what drives me and inspires me. And I think that when you sing in another language where you don't necessarily know the meaning of the words all the time, particularly in different places where people are writing in ancient poetry. So even if you do speak the language, sometimes you're like, I'm not really sure what this means because it's such beautiful poetic language. You feel it instead of logically thinking about it like you're talking
Exactly.
about it. And so that really inspires me to continue to learn in different languages, as well as being able to travel and share. Now I'm going to go home and sing Dil Dil Pakistan all the time.
Amazing.
Very nice.
Great.
And before we wrap up this segment, one more thing which I would love to ask you for all those
course.
people who are over here in Islamabad or probably somewhere in the surrounding area. So would you be performing over here in Islamabad somewhere sometime sooner as well?
Yes, actually, we are performing performing this evening. It's a private performance, but I think we might be live streaming it. I'm not sure. We'll get back to you on that.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for coming
Thank you
over.
for
It was lovely
having
to have
me.
you.
Time.
I appreciate it.
And I
Thank
hope you enjoy the rest of your visit here, and it's as as amazing as it's been so far.
Oh, thank
And we
you.
hope that you're going to learn how to cook biryani as well. And
I'm
please,
very excited about
and please
that.
do not put elaichi in it, all right?
No, you have.
No, I don't like elaichi.
Okay,
I mean,
but thank you so much, and we
Thank
hope that you
you.
come across our show again in your future travels.
Thank you so much. I'm
Great.
excited.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Congratulations.
So, guys, that was Michaela Gaston. She was an artist from America who is here doing the rounds, training, performing, and bridging the gaps between the two countries.
exactly, that's what it is. And you said it very wisely as well, that, when two singers from different, probably geographical locations sit together and they sing together, that's what you call cultural exchange. And that is true indeed. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break. When you guys are going to come back, we're going to pick up on what was my public service message, and that was have a balanced diet. I think that's what we're talking
And
about.
I will link it all on the way back, so stay tuned for that amazing thing.
Okay.
The ancient city of Taxila is the heart of stonework in Pakistan. This art, which has been preserved and practiced for centuries, can be seen on many major landmarks of the country. Notably, the Pietra Dura work in the Lahore Fort's Sheesh Mahal. These stone products take days to complete and require immense precision and skill from the craftsmen. The final products are perfect for souvenirs, gifts, and decoration pieces, each depicting the richness of Pakistani culture at its best.
Welcome back, everyone. And before the rickshaws, I just made up a word, which was hilarious. But anyway, so now we're talking about having a healthy mind and spirit, and being at peace with ourselves and bridging the gaps.
And
But
that our
Shahzad-
LCDs are not protruding outside.
Exactly.
That's what we need to be very careful about.
And the
We really
thing
need to
is-
keep them inside, because these days, it's all about flat screens.
Yeah.
So yeah, flat screens.
Exactly. Now, the thing is, because the weather's changing, and my amazing link has been ruined because of the joke
Oh,
he
sorry.
made.
I'm sorry.
He made the joke, and I forgot how I was going to
Okay,
link
let's
it.
do it again.
No, we can't. It's too late. Okay, because we have a lot to discuss. So, as Shahzad mentioned in our public service message, it's very important to watch what you're eating, because we can become very careless. There's a lot of fast foods. We're living a very fast-paced life these days. So we can become lazy, or we might not have enough time.
Yeah, I think you've said it very correctly. Sorry.
Okay.
The only thing I could think of was the word I made in the break.
Okay,
But
so-
it's properly all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's what we need to do. And since we've left with very short time,
Yeah.
so I think we're going to directly jump onto our very highly esteemed guest over here
Exactly. And we've been
of
joined by...
superlative nature.
Yeah. We've been joined by Khudaija Awan. She is a consultant dietitian. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you
Good
so much for
morning.
joining us.
Thank you so
okay,
much.
so we have a lot to cover because even a lot of our viewers have been writing in. The weather is changing.
Exactly.
And we're going to get into the details of specific age-related diets, but the weather's changing. What are the main core things that we need to keep in mind when we have this kind of
Necessary
fluctuation?
components.
Exactly. First of all, I want to tell you that diet is the most important part
Yes,
of
obviously.
our routine.
Well, obviously we'd
at the
die if
same
we didn't
time-
have a
but
diet.
at the same time, it is the most neglected part.
Okay.
If we talk about the goodness and the badness of the, it depends upon our health.
yeah.
So it all depends upon the goodness and the selection of the food, what should be eaten.
Exactly.
And,
And
what
in
should-
that
and
terms,
what
it's
should-
neglected because for me, I have like 5-6 meals a day.
No,
It's just that I eat burgers.
Neglected in
That's
a
what
way
I'm
that
saying.
that's same kind of food you are going to have. That is not the balanced diet
Yeah.
what you are taking.
Yeah, exactly.
Secondly, the issue is the problem is when people do think to visit the dietitian or to visit the nutritionist, they only have one thing in their mind, that they want to lose weight.
Okay, yes, but we know this because we've gone over these things before. Now, in regards to the weather changing, because this is the whole point, people are either lazy or they have misguided desires.
Regarding weather changes, where there are different kinds of symptoms people have to face, like with the weather changes, people do have some allergies, some food allergies, some other symptoms
Bloating.
which we called as the AOS, that the oral allergy symptoms. So to deal with those symptoms, we have to be very selective in our food items.
Okay, great.
So what should be, first of all, we should observe ourselves, that what is good for us and what is not good for us.
Okay.
So according to that, we should avoid very raw vegetables and raw foods, and people who are facing the allergic problems with the seasonal changes, it must be preferred to go for the neutropenic diet. So neutropenic diet is a type of a diet in which food is taken in the cooked form. Like,
But
if,
not
like
overcooked.
avoid the raw tomatoes and have the purees.
So can it be boiled?
It can be boiled, it can be pasteurized products, it can be pasteurized products.
But the thing is, because the thing is, within Pakistan, and we all know this, we have this tendency
of-
to overcooking and boonifying the food. That gets rid of any goodness. So how
that's
do we-
really, that's another chapter.
Okay.
That's
And then
another
an
chapter,
amateur
that how
like
to
me
cook the food.
moves
And
on
how-
from bonofying
how-
to sarofying.
And how to cook the food, and at the which temperature the food should be cooked, and what is the suitable temperature and the storing.
Okay, but let's get more precise.
Yes,
okay.
let's get specific.
So what I wanted to ask first of all is, since we are moving from winters to summer, so a lot of people out there, they do not have that habit of drinking water which they used to have. So
I've
what
stopped.
effects? Yeah. So what effects do you think that's going to have on our health as well? And then what type of foods do we really need to eat now?
Exactly, weather changes counts a lot, and first of all, nature helped us a lot to give us the seasonal vegetables
Yeah.
and the seasonal fruits.
Okay.
Okay? People nowadays, people are want to have off seasons and want to spend off season fruits. Like in summers they want oranges, and in winters they want pumpkins. So the off season fruits and off season vegetables are not as good for health as compared to the natural fresh from the garden.
Now, there's natural fruits for the season. How does one learn about this? Because unless your mother knows, you're not going to be able to know. And my mother's sitting in another country, and there's a time difference, so it's quite difficult to find out. Is it amrud? Is it
and the weather over there is
bananas?
different too.
Exactly.
Seasonal things are very easily available in the market.
Okay.
These are very easily available in the market, and it all depends upon the selection of the food and selection of the food items. Like if the weather is changing and the summer is coming, then obviously you have to move towards the overhydration, or more, you need more drinks. But at the same time, what people do, they neglect the results of their, and the outcomes. Is there any problem?
Yeah.
No.
And this is the type of food we usually eat, because we definitely want to spoil our taste buds quite a lot of the times as well. But now there's one more thing which I want to ask, and that is that, you know, for all those people who go to gym and whatnot, you know, since I go to gym, I started going to the gym, thank you. I love mentioning it again and again. It's like an accomplishment for me. So now quite a lot of people over there, they say that you need to have 6 meals a day or 5 meals a day, small ones.
Small frequent
Just
meals.
tell me the quantity of carbohydrates or proteins we really need to have on our daily basis in terms of the genders as well.
It all depends upon your age. It
Okay,
depends
I'm 24.
it depends upon the
Sorry.
it depends upon
Plus
your
5.
gender.
Plus
Okay.
1.
Yeah. Okay. Let her finish.
It depends upon your style of work. What is your profession? What is your workload?
Yeah.
What is your consumption? And what is your output?
Okay, so on a very generic note, what amount of proteins, carbohydrates, and all of these things do we need to have?
Like if we talk about on a very
Like,
generalized
coach,
form,
do,
in a
do
very-
ratios.
Yeah.
in a very generalized form,
Yeah.
then if we make it 100%,
Yeah.
out of 100%, 55 to 65% is the ratio of the carbs.
Okay.
And 15 to 18% is the ratio of proteins.
Okay.
And 25 to 30% is the ratio of fats. Now, it depends upon the gender, the age of the patient, the disease of the patient with which he is or she is suffering.
All right, so
how
a good
we
source
manage
of
to-
carbohydrates is what? Rice?
Good source of carbohydrate
Yeah.
is not rice.
Okay.
It includes high fiber,
Okay.
high fiber complex polysaccharides, which includes the whole wheat flour, multi-grain flour, multi-grain bread, whole wheat bread, brown bread,
brown rice.
brown rice. Also
Yeah.
good example as compared to white rice.
So then, you
Everything
know,
is brown.
yeah, whenever we eat
good.
burgers, I mean, within the buns, there are carbohydrates, right? Yeah.
These are carbs.
Fast food's not healthy. Okay.
No, but what if you make a burger at home? It's not fast. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, that takes a lot of time.
These are carbs, and these are not a very preferable type
So
of.
what are the preferable carbs? Tell us, please.
Okay.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the whole wheat,
The whole wheat,
Okay.
brown bread,
Whole wheat, brown bread,
brown
brown rice.
brown rice,
Okay.
multi-grain.
Multigrain.
multigrain breads.
Okay, fantastic. Now that's the carbohydrates, and now you said it's about the intake of the quality of your product as well. And when you mentioned about what fruits and vegetables are available, so you go to the market. How does one, as a layperson, see the quality of the vegetables or the fruits or the meats that they're buying? Because you guys are, you know, you've studied this, you can see
Exactly.
it. We have.
These are two things. There are two domains in our field. One is the food quality domain, and one is the clinical domain. So I'm related to the clinical domain more, in which I have to deal with the clinically with the patients,
Okay.
that what they should be eaten and what they should not be eaten.
Okay.
Quality control falls in another domain. But still, I want to tell you that there is a term in our field called the shelf life.
Yeah.
So shelf life is very important in the selection of the food.
Absolutely.
If you're saying that, if you are seeing that something is getting overwrapped or something is not very fresh, then leave it. Otherwise, when I have to tell the patients that don't go for the processed food and go for the fresh food, that in that case also we have to tell about the shelf life, that how they it is very difficult to make the people recognize that Tetra Pak is not good for them and fresh milk is good for them.
Yeah.
So how we
But
gonna
people say it's
counsel,
smelly
then
though.
how we gonna counsel them? How we gonna counsel them? That is the important thing.
I exactly know.
milk in Pakistan.
Yeah, I exactly know how to do that, because you know half of this is a problem in my house as well. Well, it's not a problem. Well, I'm certainly very fine with the natural milk which we get, and you know I'm
can't
against the
handle
Tetra Pak too. But you know my mother is very good at it. You know what she does is, for example, my younger brother.
A
and
normal
when-
shelf life of milk
Yeah.
is for few hours in summers and for one day in winters. Now the Tetra Pak obviously have lots of chemicals, so that you can place it on your shelf for months and for weeks and for.
Thank you very much for saying that. But now continuing, you know, so
Yeah,
what she does is, for example, if you tell my mom that, you know, okay, I want a cup of tea from the Tetra Pak milk, what she'll do is that she'll cook it, or probably, you know, she'll make it from the other milk, from the natural milk which we get from like a Gawala or whoever comes. And then she'll say that, you know, it's from the Tetra Pak.
But you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. That's
You
what
can
happens half of
smell
the
it.
time. But now that I've
can
got,
smell the cow.
Yeah, I have to ask smell the cow. I have to ask two things. Now, first of the first thing is that they say with aging, metabolism slows down as well. So, what type of food products we can use to probably increase our metabolism rate as well? And then, what type of different foods or fruits helps in anti-aging?
Okay, fine. So Anti-aging is something else, and slowing down the metabolism is
Yeah,
something.
Obviously, that's why these are two different
two
questions.
questions.
Yeah.
These are two questions. So increase your physical activity, increase your hydration, reduce the things that take longer time to be digested.
For example, mutton.
For example, mutton. For example, mutton. Now, here comes the cooking style.
Okay.
Make the things low fat.
Barbecue.
Grilled is
Yeah.
a good option. Say.
Steamed.
Exactly, steamed is a good. Use the oxifiers. Then go for some food items which are very compatible with your digestive system. Like it varies individual
And you
to
kind of
individual.
should know that by a certain age, what suits your body and whatnot. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
So the second question now.
Yeah.
Metabolism, let me talk about the metabolism.
Yeah.
So these are some 5 basic rules which everyone should follow with the growing age, like they increase the hydration, increase the physical activity, increase the their high fiber intake of the food, so reduce the salt and fat intake.
Okay.
So these basic rules will help the patients to deal with their slowing down metabolism.
Excellent.
Okay.
Great.
And very quickly, what are the primary fat sources as well, which we might not even know by now?
Primary source of
Fat.
fat.
Yeah.
Organic, if you talk about the organic, these are desi ghee and makhan.
Okay.
And if you talk about the inorganic, these are all the processed oils.
All right.
So what we prefer organic, but in a very restricted amount.
So desi ghee, you can have
Desi ghee
ghee.
and makhan is even good rather than
Wow.
using the oils.
Yeah, I've heard this as well.
Yeah.
This is very.
And now I had a second part
Yeah.
of the question as
Which
well.
was?
So the first one was about metabolism, and then the second one was anti-aging. Yeah.
Anti-aging. For anti-aging, use something which have the antioxidants.
Yep.
Like green tea is a very good example of this.
Yeah, that's what we picked up.
Vegetable juices and the fruit juices can help you a lot to boost your immunity system.
fresh fruit juices,
Fresh
right?
fruit
Yeah.
juices, not the Tetra Pak fruit
Yeah.
juices. They can help you a lot to increase your immunity system, and they boost your immunity system, and so they can make you glow and help
Thank you very much for saying that, and thank you very much for joining us. It was lovely to have a
Yes,
conversation with
very
you.
enlightening.
And we will definitely, disturb you by calling you over and over
No
again as
problem.
well.
Yes.
And you very correctly said that green tea helps in anti-aging, and that's what we have picked up. It's not
but
the
in
fruit.
a very proper manner. Like
so tell us, just
excess
before.
of everything is bad. Girls are coming to me and having the 6 to 8 cups of mugs of green tea
Yeah.
per day, and it leads to the dehydration, to
Acidity at times as
constipation,
well,
to
yeah.
itching and all like that. So
Okay.
excess of everything is bad.
Exactly. So everything in moderation, that is what we've been pushing for the last 3.5 years. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And now we actually have the wonderful link from our guest. We're not doing a vegetable or a fruit. We're actually doing a drink of the day.
Tea of the day.
Tea of the day.
Yeah, and it's green tea.
And it is green tea. So it improves your brain health. It lowers your blood sugar levels.
Reduces cholesterol levels, promotes oral health.
It helps maintain body weight. It also prevents hair loss.
Wow. Fights against aging, lowers blood pressure.
And it reduces the risk of cancer, and it keeps your bones strong. I see, the thing is, with these fruits and vegetables and all these things of the day, I'm learning a lot. I'm going to start drinking more green tea.
Yeah, and
Healthy
that's why,
better.
I've actually started probably cooking as well myself, and I'm
Have
learning
you?
it too. Yeah, and that's what it is.
We can find this out, guys. Don't worry. I will find out if
Yeah,
you...
I know how to cook chicken biryani though.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've done it quite a lot
So
of times.
we're expecting you on
Yeah,
Monday.
sure, why not?
Great. So on Monday, guys, we will be having breakfast biryani. But with that, do log on to our Facebook fan
Which is
page,
with the name of Well This Morning.
our Twitter page,
Well This Morning without a G.
our Daily Motion and YouTube page.
Well This Morning, yeah, Well This Morning.
And the repeat is at...
11 p.m.
Have a wonderful day. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Till the next time, look after yourself. 1, 2, 3. Good morning.